The European Cluster Observatory was set up by the European Commission in 2006, and it is our analytical tool to support policy making at European level, but at regional and national level as well. So we see that there's a big growth potential in the crossroads between different sectors, and that's why the focus will be now on emerging industries. And we try to support the sort of transformation of existing industries or the creation of new value chains. And the observatory, the analysis that the observatory does, that will help us in doing that.
We will do a lot of cluster mapping based on statistics to identify regional specialization patterns, which gives policymakers on national and European level the possibility to identify where to invest public money best. It gives evidence for regional cluster policymakers to identify what are the regional strengths in order to come up with regional specialization policies, and it provides evidence for clusters to find peers all over Europe.
We are interested in providing an overview, an atlas, let's say, of what's going on in Europe when it comes to most interesting cross-sectoral collaboration. The next step is to understand where these trends take place. We zoom in into this atlas, looking at different regions. This is the reason for it is to have better understanding of what is really going on the ground. We expect to be able to identify the hotspots of where, let's say, there is large potential of bringing actors who maybe do not collaborate with each other that often now to solve the big challenges we are facing now. We expect that the most innovative solutions, innovative trends, will emerge from these interfaces. Sometimes known for many, many years, sometimes surprising ones. For example, in renewable energy sector, collaboration between aviation sector and wind energy sector. In order to understand the context in which these collaborations, these processes evolve, we need to present an overall picture.
The so-called regional ecosystem scoreboard will aim at capturing the regional and cluster-specific framework conditions that can help foster the emergence of new industries and clusters in the regional economy. It will be composed of both usual statistical indicators, but we will also experiment new types of indicators based on firm-level data that can capture dynamics in the region. The regional ecosystem scoreboard can help regional policymakers to get more insights into the dynamics of their regional innovation system. It can help them to identify different areas that needs more policy action or policy attention. But of course, one has to keep in mind that the results of the scoreboard has to be interpreted in the light of understanding the real regional situation, the vision of the region. So this is important that the results of the regional scoreboard links to a so-called stress test of the regional cluster policy.
The stress test contains two actions. One is a self-assessment, certain kind of regional cluster policy benchmarking, where a cluster policymaker can compare their regional policy approaches with others. The second part is a policy learning workshop, where the results, the findings of the benchmarking are discussed and mutual policy learning is encouraged. It will be an ongoing discussion of how to do better regional cluster policies.
The overall umbrella for our policy making is the Europe 2020 agenda for sustainable, smart and inclusive growth, and that's where clusters come in. In clusters, companies tend to grow faster, they are more innovative and they create more jobs. In fact, 38% of European jobs are in clusters, so clusters are a very important tool for reindustrializing Europe. There is a clear link with industrial policy, but also with DG Regio on regional policy, because clusters are an important vehicle to implement regional policy.
So policymakers in the selected regions are very enthusiastic. We are already in contact with them, and they have shown high openness what to do and to discuss their approaches.
Well, it's really an open forum for all interested parties in cluster policy to express their views, and we want to hear from them. What is it required at the European level? What do they need from the European institutions in terms of support to clusters? And or is there something for national, regional levels to be done? It's really to shape our agenda for the cluster strategy and to get the views from all those concerned, all the stakeholders to shape our strategy.